Hello, welcome back to Rolex Play. We're all nice and players. Hi, we're here for our weekday campaign. Threads of Chaos. We're almost all here over this way. Almost. We're just missing Arne. He couldn't make it today, but we have four of us here, so we're just going to dive straight into it. Why not? So last session, just as a point of note, we didn't actually stream or record because I was feeling a bit under the weather, but we still had a game nonetheless. So this recap's going to seem like what a recap. He's telling us things we don't know. Well, oh well. So, as a little recap to tell you things that you did not know, that the party had traveled through the Whispering Woods and caught the eye of this kind of strange, large spaceship, essentially, in this forest that was being uncovered and dug out of the ground. Large, beautiful, different from what they've seen before by the Warforged here in Calzaria, something totally new and different. Seemed to have a very strange power source as well. They had made somewhat friends with one of the locals that worked there, uncovering this device, this machine. And upon kind of getting a closer look at the machine and giving it an actual understanding, analyzing, etc., they came across the central power source, which kind of it was dormant, it seemed. It wasn't powered, it was just there. It was like a condensed star, if you will. Now, Helen, amongst everyone else trying to uncover what this device is, which gave off extreme heat, Helen chose to try and delve into it because they could sense a consciousness was held within. Upon digging further and pushing that kind of influence that they have, they'd found that this tiny bead of light was a condensed star, something that ranged from beyond the universe and was plucked from existence and used as a power source, a beautiful celestial being whittled down and left as a battery for someone's device. The star, this kind of condensed sun, had explained that they were taken away by the Everlight, a being, a godly being beyond the stars that seemed to capture and contain all of the stars that were there, repurposing them and using them for their army, as well as their kind of close council of knights. The party learned some information about that, had figured out that this ship as well was probably from a similar area where the star would originate from as well, beyond their own world, beyond their understanding altogether. But having to move on with a quest in mind to slay a demon, they continue leaving the star behind, but now knowing more about the world at large. Now they are back on the road, traveling through the Whispering Woods as they near the local town here of Lindell, with a choice whether they wish to stop by or continue onwards. So that's where we are now. We're going to just focus on that moment. Do you guys wish to discuss anything after what you had found at this dig site? Or are you just journeying in silence?
I believe it was Alicia escorting Helen out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making sure she's okay.
I think Alicia is the only one so far who's Helen basically told Alicia that thing is alive. Kind of, and then we were ushered out. So Helen's probably, as we're leaving, trying to do her best to like keep it together and act normal, TM.
Successfully or
I don't know. To be fair, most of these people don't know her like that, so
I meant to Alicia, but yeah.
To Alicia, he's just like she's trying. Really, she's trying her best. She's trying real hard. It's very much like she just like looks kind of confused. Like not like she doesn't know something confused, just like she doesn't know what to do with information she's learned, kind of confused, and it's just kind of like
overwhelmed. Yeah.
Yeah, she's used to weird shit, but this is weird shit even for her.
All right, let's take a breather And once we're away from this place a little bit and out of earshot, you can tell me what happened, okay?
Yeah, let's do that. And would just as we're going out, she does want to kind of take note of security stuff. I know we
Mhm.
saw the fact that they have some kind of like alarm around it when we went in because those people teleported basically right to us,
Yeah.
those mages. But she just kind of wants to take note of anything else so that, I don't know, if we want to come back, you know what's here.
You can roll a investigation check if you want to.
Let's go. Let's go. Big number. Where is my sheet? There's my sheet.
Let's go big number. Oh, where's my character sheet?
Ah,
16. Okay. With a 16, you can see, and there are moments where it's a little bit dicey to the fact that you can see people patrolling. They stand still. They're in the kind of outline of the forest. There's people also within the border of this dig site as well, that aren't working, and they seem to be there as just kind of eyes and ears. A lot of them are this kind of mage type look to them, all part
Mm.
of the Cusp of Erudition. Some look like these Vactors, the more kind of deadly version of them. None of them seem to be interacting with each other. They all seem to be kind of keeping a distance and fanning out to make sure the perimeter is checked. As well, you can see that almost dividing line that has a slight haze in it, where if you were to cross it, you would alert someone or multiple people of trespassing.
yeah.
Now, with that, if you were able to get clearance, then you wouldn't be kind of
Yeah.
cause alarm.
It wouldn't be a problem, yeah.
Yeah, but that's through several means and through several layers of enchantments, etc. But it's possible. But again, just by the number of people that are here, the dig site isn't the largest, but it's fairly big. You're seeing that every corner is being kind of analyzed and watched. They don't want this falling into the wrong hands. And
Mm.
even when you guys had gone in and looked around, there was a lot of eyes on you. So whether you now kind of try to go back in, you can get the sense that they've seen you once, they know your faces. If you try to come in
Yeah.
again, they will probably be a bit more suspicious as to why you're inquiring further.
Yeah. And the Cusp of Erudition is like generally considered pretty trustworthy, right?
Yeah, they are. You
Like,
can roll a history
yeah.
check to kind of
Because
gather some
we've
info.
kind of interacted with them a few times and they seem reasonable as far as she's concerned, but like as far as the world is concerned.
Yeah, so the Cusp of Erudition, they are an institution. They are located within the northern part of Calzaria. They hold a few different areas in the land, but their mainstay is in the Arcane Sanctuary, a school of magical and arts. They kind of own that, look after it, but they do other things as well. In terms of an 18, you would know that there is one leader that kind of spearheads their organization forward, and that is Arnott Jaziri. He is the kind of main de facto, this tiefling figure that's seen in kind of promotional stuff that's kind of loitered around everywhere. He himself was a Vactor at one point and has gone through the kind of rigorous training that the Vactors go through. But as well, through your history check, you would know that he has succeeded someone in fairly recent memory. The previous leader and archmage of the Cusp of Erudition was a moon elf known by the name as Galavandrin Jordanel. He kind of left the position. He decided to walk away and let Arnott take over in his stead. With Galavandrin in particular, there's probably some elements of stories that you would have heard from him. Whenever he has been mentioned or seen, there's always been this almost blue flame and phoenix that has followed suit. Whether the two are one or whether that is their kind of mount. It's hard to say. Nothing is kind of like specifically pointed to one or the other, but they're fairly close to a kind of blue phoenix sort of symbology.
Cool. So she's just kind of racking her brain and kind of thinking about what to, I don't know, not even what to do with the information. She just kind of sat thinking in circles.
Okay.
Question. What time of day is it?
What time of day is it? That's a good
'Cause
question.
You've been traveling for a while, so
They haven't been traveling too long, but you left at about midday. So on the back of these dire slugs, you're probably looking at about it's probably reaching the point of 4 o'clock at this point. Now that you've kind of been journeying for a little bit, walked around and investigated this spot. Yeah, it's about 4 p.m., 5 p.m. You are on the cusp of summer, so the days are longer. So you're looking at about 9 o'clock by the time the sun's setting. So yeah, you have a few more hours of daylight.
do you feel like you can talk about what you saw, what happened?
I mean, it was strange. I was looking at it and I could kind of feel it was feeling something, and I tried to, dig into it, and I saw this. And she kind of starts like giving kind of shapes, kind of showing how big it was. Tiny creature made of light.
Okay. Did it do anything?
It was very lonely. Very far away from where it should be.
Yeah, most stars aren't on Earth.
Kind of nod. If we're nearby, would like to maybe talk to some of these cusp of erudition people in the future about this. I know maybe not for a while, but if we're doing all of this and with any benefits we might have by the end of it, I feel like it's something we should sort out.
Well, so you're saying this thing has a conscience?
She just kind of nodded. And there's not really an easy solution to the sun being here, or a sun being here, but
Star, but yes. My deity seemed concerned with this too, although I'm not quite sure about what yet. Or
like she's connected, as you say, to the stars. There's that much I can imagine. There's maybe a little more to her than perhaps you initially are aware of or bargained for. Not in a good way, I guess. It's comforting to know that she was distressed by it. Weirdly. Seems like the appropriate reaction.
yes, I sense some confusion or perhaps disbelief on her end.
If you could feel it, think you would feel the same.
Did it say anything else to you about how it came here or what it's doing here?
Well, it's stuck here, seems, unfortunately. Unless we can find a way to take it back out into the sky. And even then, still very, very far from where it should be.
Yeah, and that's quite a feat in itself.
Like perhaps there's, at least currently, no good solution.
We'll have to speak with the ones in charge. We can't do anything on our own accord, unfortunately.
There's a lot of them guarding that place. I was looking while we were leaving, but and she just kind of just sit with it and just kind of keep thinking about it.
Lucia just sits in awkward silence, gives her a solid pat on the back, leans back, also thinking about what he's just been told. Question, DM.
Yes.
What if Nebula ever mentioned anything about stars having a conscious, or some of them having it?
Oh, she's
Question mark.
in terms of how she's portrayed everything, it's almost as though because she is the nebula, right? She is the cosmos in a way. She is the place where stars are made. There is a sense that she probably does have a very close connection with these stars. And if anything, maybe regards them as her children.
Okay.
Hmm?
Just takes that into account. Perhaps a little angry on the star's behalf, on Nebula's behalf. That it's stuck there. But he's gonna wait to talk to her because they're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
And on a giant slug. And I feel like if she saw it, she would vomit. So yeah. He's gonna ask the party and everyone else, like, would we be stopping in Mendel? Or do we keep going?
We do have a note to deliver.
No, we have a note to deliver in Vessel, not in Lindau.
Thought it wasn't.
No, it is in Vessel. It's the next town over.
Okay. Never mind.
Two.
But the people in Lindau apparently have weird stories about people that crawl into your skin and eat you from inside out. And they're, as scary as that sounds, I kind of want to hear about it. And like, didn't that happen to the priest guy? Isn't that also interesting to you, Oren? And he sort of pokes Oren in the side with his elbow.
He kind of
I don't know if we're
grunts.
qualified to deal with.
No, deal with it. I don't want to get anywhere near that, but I want to hear about it. It sounds super interesting. Scary, but interesting. And like, it's not supposed to be happening right now, right? It's supposed to be, it happened in the past, right? I just want to hear about it.
I feel like if Ulrin's church didn't seem to know much about it, I doubt this random town's gonna.
Well,
It's
they
not
said,
random. It's
yeah, they said they know something. Like the Vectus guys, the mage guys said that they would know something. I mean, we don't have to, but it would be fun.
we
You
could
hear
just stop for
Richter.
lunch.
He'll say, "Well, we have a bit of a schedule to keep up
Kind
with.
of on
So
schedule.
Oh, right.
There
Yeah,
are-
scheduled.
there's two options that we have in front of us, unless we are hasty with our choices or we travel at night. we can go to this Lindell if you are in need of stopping now. But then I would suggest that we travel throughout the night and perhaps reach this vessel if you need to go there too. Then at least if we gain some ground through the night trek, that should allow us to get there on time. There is no definitive point in time where we need to be at the Shard of Glass, but the sooner the better, because if Life's Echo or whatever is left of them make it there, then we may need to plan ahead.
Wait, what
Question: if we
left? Why
didn't
would there
stop-
be less of them than when they started?
I mean-
Well, there's less of us than when we started.
Oh, well, that's a fair point. I did not consider that. Yeah, moving on.
If we didn't stop in Lindell, would we be in vessel by sundown?
We could probably make it by nightfall, as
Oh.
long as there's no complications in the way.
Then perhaps you
Well,
save the
vessel is the most fun at
tourists.
night, so
Is it?
yeah,
Oh, I've never been, so didn't hear much about
it's
it.
an experience.
Al's
Right.
been everywhere, it seems.
I'm concerned as to what you consider an experience, but I suggest we perhaps save the stories for another time, Cal.
Yeah.
Well, if we are journeying
Okay.
back here, you could always stop off on the way.
Sure. Then we're
You
less
do
than
have
us.
to pick up the boat.
You also want to go to
Yes, true.
the Criminal Expanse as well. Quite the journey on the way back, but we can do it. That's fine. The ship is yours after
The-
all.
The what
Mm,
again?
the boat, it's ours.
Ah,
It was gifted to us by the ruler of. For fuck's sake! Wait. Bellavia. Bellavia. I know what I'm talking about.
Yes, you weren't with us at the time, Alicia, but as we were traveling to Trasvalar, we had passed a place of, unstable energy. And, well, as is customary with this group, intrigue was met, and we said that we would go there on the way back to our home base, which you haven't seen yet, but I assure you, a lovely mansion, maybe a bit different from what you're used to, but still, everything that you can need is there.
Yeah. It has paintings that you can reach inside of.
well, I don't remember my mansion having that, but noted. Anyways, I think we should keep going.
Yes, to facilities. We can ask about the scary skin people later.
Exactly.
All right. So you leave and go past fairly quickly Lindell. You see just the kind of like makeshift buildings here, made on plinths that rise up from the ground, local, very nice, kind of traditional sort of log faring town. And you just kind of breeze past it. No need to be there just yet, with plans to return. Continuing through the Whispering Woods, it doesn't take you too long before you find the very edge of it, and now you are outside of its trees and roaming the kind of open landscape in front of you. You can see rolling hills, large cavernous ravines that kind of stretch down into the ground and lead into God knows where. All very treacherous, dangerous, but there is a singular path that leads towards your destination. The easiest path to take, of course. As you journey through, I'd like one of you to roll a d20 to see how well the journey goes. Who's feeling lucky? Or who wants to roll bad? Should I ask that
I
question?
wanted
instead?
Well, if you want to
Um,
roll bad, I have horrible luck today or this week, honestly. So
So do you want to roll or do you want me to roll?
I
Go
can
on,
do it.
Leonie.
Probably not the best idea.
You
But
can do it.
Do
Nat one.
it.
on the
Nat
other hand,
one,
maybe
nat
I've used
one.
all my bad luck for the week, and okay,
Hmm.
that's decent.
13 is unlucky
13.
for few.
Uh-huh.
Lucky for some. So, as you are traveling down, the sky itself is starting to get slightly darker. You've gone past the kind of rolling hills. You are gaining a lot of speed now. Now that you're on the open road, following the main path, you are kind of like beginning to kind of gain a almost oil slick sort of speed to you. The velocity is just increasing, acceleration is just gradually climbing, and the friction on the ground isn't worrying these diet slugs at all. And you are just kind of going a bit faster and faster. At some points, it's almost like being on a train where you're just kind of like jostling around in your carts at the back, just not knowing how fast you're going. But you are kind of reining it in on occasion and kind of like slowing down when need be. So you're not
Nope.
just. Oh, okay. Cal, if you could roll an animal handling check then.
Helen's like got at one point would like sit closer to the window so her hair can like
Just
she
breeze.
can get a natural
What did
blowout. Crack.
On occasion, Helen, as you do have your hair out, you kind of see just this kind of buzzing area of just flies, and then before you can even get your head away, they just kind of hit against your face. So you have to like pull away quick enough to like not get all of them, as you are in the
Vegetation.
wilderness. But yeah, the journey itself is fairly easy, and Cal, you are just gaining speed. You see Richter is a bit more kind of a bit slow. He's like, Cal, where the? Oh, he's gone. Okay, Cal, you're just bulleting ahead as you go past the hillside, find yourself skirting along the kind of Howling Mountains to your left, the mountains that you had traversed not too long ago through. Now you're going along the northern side of them, just traveling westward all the way down.
I am very
Yeah.
much again keeping out an eye for yetis. I am still sad that I didn't get to actually see a yeti.
Okay, roll a perception check then.
Okay. Ba, 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 ba.
18? Okay. With an 18 and how fast you're going, you kind of catch several things ahead of you off guard. As you skirt past one of the neighboring woods here, you see that there are animals and different beasts that kind of lay and call this place home that you just bullet past, and you see them for a moment, just kind of glimpses of them, as they then scurry off quickly as you've just gone in front of them. You see strange large creatures like owlbears that are just calling this place home. As well, you can see a sight that you wouldn't want to see. In fact, gnolls. You see these hyena hybrid humanoids here in the woods creating camps, and as soon as you dart past, you hear them just begin to laugh, shout, and then run away towards the mountains as fast as they can, not knowing what just passed in front of them.
Is there a toucan with them?
There are no toucans in sight, not with an 18.
Okay.
But yeah, you drive past them fairly quickly. You have a town coming up ahead. Do you slow down for it, or do you just go past? It's not Vessel. You know it's not Vessel.
Okay. Nah, just whee, straight on. I know that these things get faster the longer they travel undisrupted, so
Yeah.
I'm just.
Okay, since you are just going past at full speed, I'd like you to roll another animal handling check.
You're gonna crash. Reckless driving.
I'm gonna die by run
Oh
over by
my
snail.
God.
20!
You are just holding the reins for both of these slugs as they are just moving them, bobbing their head faster and faster, as like a carousel, they're just skating on by. As you are going through and around the town, on occasion there are kind of like passers-by looking over, like, what the hell? And you just hear them like talk, and then the voice just disappears as you just fly past them. But you keep the reins in control. You glide past as fast as you can. You do turn back at one point to see where Richter is. He's nowhere in sight. And you just continue and continue and continue. So, as you arrive, Cal, who I assume we'll say the three of you are on Cal's for simple and
Oh, I'm
ease.
on the safe driver's
Are you on
To be fair, we did
Richard?
say last time that those two were on Richter's one.
Oh yeah, so you're on
Yeah,
Lauren.
we
Oh,
were.
true.
So you have
No, I belong.
Tuco. So you have Tuco and fucking. Oh my god. Okay. So as you are bulleting down, you can see that the formation of the kind of rocks here are fairly jagged, and you've been here before, so you've seen them. Just roll a history check to see how well you remember the area
Yes.
as you are getting closer.
History.
I just can't wait
Ooh,
till
the
you
first one, I'm not
realize how you're gonna stop.
good.
So with a 19, you remember this place was fairly fortified. In fact, they have ballista hidden in the mountain peaks that point down
Oh no.
and kind of aim at any passers-by and threaten them until they kind of like either go away or they enter with a permit. So as you are bulleting through, you see at the top of these peaks, I'm going to roll to see if they notice you because you are going fairly fast. Yep. You
Oh no.
you just watch as this glint of silver as the sun is now set. Lights are being illuminated as torchlight on these mountain peaks, just illuminating 5 of them. You see crossbows being shifted down, getting ready and kind of aiming in your direction. You hear a couple of them begin to shout, but you just fly past them and you say, "Well." The next one comes by, "Hey, slow down!" As you're just kind of going past. Is there anything you're doing, or
Yeah, I'm going to try and slow down.
okay? And animal
As soon
handling
as
check,
as
please.
soon as like the city comes into sight, I'm like, "Oh, we're here. Let's slow down." Oh boy. I bet this is the one where I rolled the nat one. Yeah.
Okay.
Not bad.
Okay. 14. It is the worst one, but it's still decent.
With a 14, you kind of see the signs, know that you're coming up to an area now. The entranceway kind of like takes a sharp left into the mountains. You are slowing down, but you're not slowing fast enough. So the question is for you: do you want to take a hard left, or do you want to keep going straight? If you keep going straight, it's going to be like ice, and you might end up miles down the path, and then it'll be slowed down again, and then you'll be slowly shifting back. But if you take a quick left-hand turn, then who knows what might happen.
You can't tell me stuff like that.
Don't do it,
taking a
man.
left. I'm taking a left. We are trying.
Okay.
Around the corner.
So you're doing a Tokyo Drift maneuver. I like it. For this,
Yep.
I will-
Unsnailed.
I will ask you to roll 2 d20. This is going to be for each of the slugs.
I'm gonna roll them separate.
Leo.
And she's frozen.
Oh, no.
A ballistic
No,
missile
we lost
versus civilization.
I think that's deserved. I think that's deserved.
It's gonna be like that
such
scene from
comedic
Nausicaa
fucking
where it's just
timing.
massive
Oh my-
beetles like through all the buildings. That's what Cal's bound to do to this civilization.
I need one of you guys to roll a d4 to see which one of the slugs rolled the net one.
Sure.
Okay. Leonie, welcome back. So Cal,
Yeah. Hi.
you take a hard left-hand turn. So you see people standing by this entranceway. You hear Tuco Ulrin in the backseat, just like Ulrin's just like, "Cal, you need to slow down. You need to slow down now. What are you doing?" Tuco's just screaming,
I'm trying.
as you just like take a left-hand turn as hard as you can. The slugs, they have to obey their masters, so they just instantly take a left-hand turn. The reins to the slugs snap off completely. the cart itself, with the three of you in, just begins to roll down with all of the momentum. I'm going to need you to roll a dexterity saving throw, and I'm going to be rolling for the
Okay,
others as well.
okay.
Lord.
Dexterity saving throw.
Oh my god.
Okay.
This
You
is
just
fucking
killed
hilarious.
your friends in a crash.
So, Cal, you take a hard left-hand turn. You feel the cart underneath you just give way completely. You let go of the reins and you just jump off and you land on the ground, not too far away from where you kind of took the far left-hand turn. However, the rest of your troop are still inside. And you just hear Tuco and Ulrin as they're just kind of like stuck barreling down, eventually hitting against a rock, and the cart itself just dismantles altogether. You hear the destruction to your right. You look over to the left, watch one of the slugs continuing to fly through.
Oh no.
Through the city, not being able to control its momentum as it's on ice, essentially. Meanwhile, one of them, you see, goes off to the side, goes up a mountain fairly fast, and then you watch it reach a straight vertical, and it just
No.
flats.
No! Did you just kill one of us?
What?
Gluey splats against the wall
No!
and is like Nickelodeon slime. Just goo dripping down the wall. Gluey's gone. Gluey is dead.
You killed Gluey.
We don't
Gluey
see
is
this,
dead.
right? We just see them go
You're like
into the distance.
you're like 10 miles back. Victor's just
Like
thinking-
binoculars, just like, what the
So one thing to bear in mind with Vessel is that it's quite dangerous. It's known as being a lawless state. Doesn't have any control or any sort of leaders. It has a family, several families that try and take control, but the entranceway is going to be guarded. So Alicio, Helen, just bear that in mind as well. Try not to indulge yourself too much in what they have to offer, because once you're in, you're kind of hooked in, and there's no laws to prevent them from taking advantage of you. Let's just put it that way. So
Let's see. Should
look
we
out for yourself and just be wary.
I'm assuming we should try to hide the fact that we maybe come from money then.
Well, all of these people will have money. A lot of them are going to be the rich.
Yeah, this is like sketchy Vegas, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
This is where people go and spend their money on things that you wouldn't be able to find elsewhere. You want the most extravagant beast hide that is of an extinct animal, you'll find it here. This is where the money flows. Flows in bad ways. Hopefully Cal doesn't get there too quickly and gets involved in all of this, but he can handle himself.
Yeah.
He has Ulrin anyway.
Hopefully.
Sure, for
they
sure,
were
for
going
sure, for
quite
sure, for sure.
fast.
Yeah, that did worry me slightly. But Cal's usually pretty good with stuff like this. So I you can see as soon as it comes out of her mouth, she's immediately like, actually, no.
We should probably get there a little bit. Yeah, we should probably hurry up a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, these things don't really slow down, so it's kind of a bit of a tricky scenario. I'll try and gain some speed though.
Yeah, maybe not too quick if you do want to make a slow stop.
As you are still making your way and trying to get there in time, Cal, you see the destruction of your carts. You see Tuco and Ulrin like crawling out from underneath the kind of rubble and destruction. But several ballista are pointed in your way, and you hear from above, "Who goes there?"
Right, guys, have a second. I'm grilling my snail. My name's Cal. Hi.
Cal, what the fuck just happened?
So these snails, I love them so much. He wouldn't slow down.
That one fucking exploded against the wall.
Yeah. His name
What are you
is
doing?
Bluey. I'm being sad. That's what I'm doing.
I'm gonna
Cal,
need
you
you to
be
clean
sad
up
with me.
Bluey.
Okay.
He fucking stinks.
Yeah. Does.
What about the other one that's gone into the city? What are you gonna get rid of that as well?
Yeah, I'll get onto that. Don't you worry.
Why are you here?
He has to seriously think about that for a moment because he already forgot. And then he's like, "Oh, right. We were given a letter, but I think Helen has the letter. So my friend has the letter. I don't
Who
know.
the fuck is Helen?
A friend."
Boys, get him! And you just hear like shuffling behind the rocks as people are still kind of like looking over, like a bit confused, looking at the destruction of the cart, looking at the leftovers of Gluey against the wall.
5 minutes into the time, you're already getting arrested.
One guy just walks up to you and goes,
In character.
Hey man, was that your fucking slime? Your slug? Your fucking ooze? What the fuck was
Yeah.
that?
It was a dire slime or something. I don't remember. But his name was Gluey.
Oh, Bluey's fucking dead, man.
Yeah. It was magnificent. You should have seen how fast he went. It was marvelous.
Oh, we all saw it.
Yeah.
Every single one of us, yeah.
Mm.
That was probably the most reckless thing that we've ever seen.
But it was so much fun.
He puts a hand on your shoulder.
Wasn't it fun?
It looked hella fun. You see
It was so
Ulrin's
fun.
like his arm is like fucking held up against him. He's like bleeding from the side of his face. His nose is kind of just slightly crooked and bent. No, Cal. No. It wasn't fun. I agree. I did not have fun. Why are there 3 of you?
Wait, are there 3? Wait, that would be so cool. I've always
Tuco
wanted
just collapses.
multiple of me.
Tuco collapses. Cal, your remains, all of your things were in the cart,
Yeah.
including Jellybean.
No, Max, you're not gonna do this. Okay. Cal, as soon as he notices that, is climbing into that cart. He's like going, "Thank you for your help, kind stranger," and then he's immediately heading to the cart and just scrambling through everything, trying to find Jellybean.
Roll an investigation check at disadvantage because you're grieving.
Yeah. That checks out.
Oh, Leonie.
Leonie, what the fuck, man?
Leonie. This has been
I'm
10
gonna
minutes.
actually
just
cry from
disaster.
laughing too hard. Oh my god.
So, Leonie, I'll tell you
And
what
I'm
happened.
actually gonna die out choking because this is making me cough so much.
Oh, no.
Oh boy. Yes?
So, Cal, you go back to the cart, and everything in the cart was just spread out everywhere. It just went flying all directions. You begin to look around, You can't find your bag. You can't find your things. Everything is just kind of laid a mess in front of you, as well as Olwyn and Tuco and the rest of your party that put stuff in this cart. It is scattered everywhere. It is a train wreck, and you cannot find the jelly bean at all. And you just hear the guy who had announced your return at the very beginning just shout, "What the hell is going on? Get back here!"
Yeah, just a sec. I lost something. It was in here. I just need a moment.
As this
Please.
is all going on, roll a persuasion check. At advantage because you're grieving.
Yes.
What is happening?
You know what? Okay. Take your time. You can clean away efforts.
Thank you.
You spend some time with the cart. Olin is currently tending to his own wounds as well as Tuco's. The rest of you see Lister on top of
Max,
his natives. Yes.
Before you continue, you sound like a robot right now. I don't know if it's me or if it's.
No, I heard it start to go robot as well.
It might be
Okay.
Discord. 'Cause I just saw my connection go to
Yeah.
red. Oh,
Everyone sounds like robots to me.
Okay, I think Discord's up.
it's
Yeah,
Discord.
that's
Oh,
everybody.
shit.
Yay!
Oh.
Wow, bro, that's just me.
I just love that the stream is probably just hearing fucking robot voice.
Beep, boop, beep, boop.
Do we want to try disconnecting and reconnecting?
We can quick break because
Yeah. Technical difficulties break.
technical difficulties break. We'll be back in 5 minutes to find out what the rest of the party thinks of this fucking car crash. So see you in a bit.
Wear a
Yay!
seatbelt.
Wear seatbelts. Don't drink.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think seatbelts would have made this worse.
Okay, back to dead slime time. So, as the second half of the troop are now arriving at the entranceway, your cart is coming around the bend, and what you can see atop the mountain peaks are several ballista, but they are distracted at the moment. They seem to be pointed at something else, something further beyond the path that you're on. And you all have this almost collective, oh no, it's Cal. You turn around the corner and you can see, well, here's what you don't see. You don't see the slugs, but you see the cart. Now, the cart itself is destroyed 100%. And all of the contents in it have been scattered, smashed against the rock at the end of this path. There is a trail of slime, which takes a hard left-hand turn into the rest of this city. And you see Cal over the remains of the cart, just hands in head, just looking around, frantically trying to find something. You notice as well Olrin and Tuco bleeding profusely. They look hurt. You can even see at one point Olrin looks a bit woozy. So does Tuco, probably for different reasons. And you also notice a ton of guards have arrived and are now kind of like just standing by the entranceway, looking around and just kind of questioning everything. A lot of them looking over to the wall where there is just this large outline of just splatter of green sort of mucus. Everyone's a bit confused. You hear Richter on the reins just like turn back to the rest of you. How do we want to approach this?
Do we want to approach this?
My thought exactly. We could take a right-hand turn and just...
No. Should help them. Orin and Tuco don't look so well. I'll take care of the two of them and perhaps
I think maybe we should. Yeah. But if they're gonna arrest all of us, I think we should. Cal was acting on their own. Usually they're more. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all in jail. That's more of a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will slowly approach. As you go closer, you see now some of the guards are paying attention to your arrival and they're kind of putting a hand up as you approach. One of the guards seems to be a fire genasi with almost like painted red and blue marks across the side of their face, down their chin. You hear Richter say, I've not seen anyone like this here before. Hello? Hi? Can I help you with anything? You see the guard kind of approaches. Hello, sir. Helen? Is there a Helen here?
Helen would kind of step forward. Yes, that would be me.
I was told by your friend here that there is a note that you have permit to enter the city.
Helen would just kind of breathe deeply and go, we are, in a sense, couriers. We do a lot of different things, but in this case, we are delivering a note to a one, and we were given the woman's name we're meant to be giving this to, right?
Yes, Braina.
Braina. A woman named Braina. There's a small package and a letter from a young man, I think an admirer of hers, and would just kind of like, so we're just here to deliver it, and then we're on our way. Lots to do, always busy.
Okay, well, it is no strange act that Braina gets mail from fans, but interesting that you are delivering on their behalf if this is a stranger.
I
Well,
think they know each other now.
He seemed to think so, or that they had met, but did not seem very encouraging, so who knows?
well, under new rulership, Vessel is open to all who wish to enter. So please, make yourself comfortable. And if you could regain your slug that had entered the city before someone tries to kill it and slay it, that would be advisable.
Sorry, slug. There should be 2.
He just turns and looks to the imprint against the wall. You are more than welcome to clean up who I heard was called Gluey. If anything, I advise it, because there is quite a stench that is growing.
Will do, sir. Apologies for all of this.
Helen's gonna take the opportunity now that one of them is splatted to collect some of the gross smelling mucus into a vial.
Okay, you just begin to the remains of Gluey into this pot. Yeah, sure, you just pot Gluey. So write down in your notes, you have a jar full of Gluey.
Wow.
That is so
They were
gross.
loyal. They were loyal pets. No, okay, no, that was not. But still, they were loyal pets for 22 seconds.
Rick's,
You killed them.
Rita
By
will
now,
go.
you know.
Rita will approach Cal.
Mhm.
It's been less than a day, Cal.
I know. I can't find Jellybean. I think I lost it.
Sorry, what's Jellybean?
Cal, for a second, once again, honestly confused because he does not remember who he has told what shit to. So he's just like, nothing. Something that was in the wagon. By the way, you didn't have anything in the wagon, right? If you had anything in the wagon, then it might be pretty fucking broken. Yeah, I'm pretty sorry about Chloe. Steve is alive, probably somewhere in the city.
Okay. Then please try and retrieve him quickly.
Yeah.
The last thing we want is another mount slowing us down. So please, yeah. Unless if Steve dies, then we just need to find another one here, another mount to take us the rest of the journey. But let's try and stay hopeful that we don't have another Gluey incident.
Yeah. I'm also going to be purchasing another cart, and maybe I can find a mage that can repair stuff. Maybe I can just hire a mage to repair stuff. Actually, that would probably be. I'm going to be paying for that, so don't worry about that.
Okay.
Sorry again. Even though you should have seen it was really, really fun. But then Gluey died. So
I'm not going to doubt whether it was fun or not, but Olrin and Tuco
Okay.
don't seem to be enjoying it as much as you did.
yeah. Yeah, they seemed a bit spooked.
You can see the two of them, and you watch as Olrin has been healing the two, but his eyes, they are wide. You see that he is just kind of like looking out in the distance and just staring around. Alicia?
He's gonna go over to the both of them and to make sure they're all right. No damages. Internal
Roll a medicine
damages.
check.
Will do. 23.
Tuco seems to be completely healed. There's some certain things that healing can't do. It can't kind of like heal 100%. He still has some sprains. He's kind of limping a little bit just from like all the jostling and stuff. The same with Olrin. He seems to be fairly good, but he is completely spaced out. He's just sitting there and just kind of like, hey.
You should probably sit down. Okay,
sat
let's sit you down, both you
Down.
and Tuko. I'm just gonna push him to sit down.
Oh. Am I sat down now?
Yes, I believe you're experiencing shock. So, we
No,
can.
maybe he might be experiencing shock. But when the crash happened, I was holding on to him, and I think some of my excretion had maybe, gotten into his system,
Ah,
So he is going to be out for the count.
I see. All right.
It's like bull tranquilizer. He is.
Unfortunately, I
No.
haven't developed anything to help that once it gets into your system directly.
All right.
So,
Well, Oren is out of commission. I will try to brew him some tea to at least calm him down a bit. We should probably
we
find a
should.
place to stay and get him to lay down.
Yeah.
Okay, she's gonna put his hands down. Okay, Oren, there's nothing there, buddy.
I mean, we probably we should take the cart that we have, so maybe and would try and help Alicio get Olerin into the remaining cart.
Just two fucking spaghetti
like
arm
dead weight.
people.
Kala's also going to try to help. He's like gonna awkwardly come
You
from
have
the
a
side and
different
just be
duty.
like,
Go
I can help.
find your
too."
snail.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna find the snail.
Richter, help! Just like that.
I'd
Yeah,
like
with
to
our
use roll
colleague-
athletic checks.
With my 11 strength.
I would. Well,
Oh my god! Don't drop him! Don't make it worse.
okay, we're fine.
Good job! Very nice.
Richter tries and he's like, "Ugh, I'm not going to bother with this. I'm just going to look around the things here. The two of you manage to lift him up by yourselves, and he's just like dead weight. As soon as you lift him up to the top, he just falls straight into the cart. Morrigan.
Helen just kind of flips him over, so at least he's not face down in the cart.
You just see him like staring at you with these wide eyes.
Helen's just gonna kind of give him his hammer and just like tuck him in bed with his hammer, basically.
I don't know
Night-night.
if you should be giving him a weapon.
I can't get it come for him. I don't think he can do much with it.
All right, let's then find a place to get him to lay down. And
Yeah.
Could I ask that the two of you escort Cal in the city at least? I can handle Olrin. I can make sure that the rest of this cart, everything that was thrown, can be regathered.
so we're going from one babysitting duty to a different babysitting duty.
Exactly. Yes. And anyway, we're going to need accommodation because we can't stay here overnight. Whilst we're
okay.
traveling through, I saw a few beasts in the forests and stuff. So it would be preferable that we try and find accommodation in the city. And if it is too hairy, then perhaps we can try and go for a lake nearby. But preferably somewhere warmer, as the Howling Mountains can get quite bitter. The
I
breeze
do
coming
have
through.
a spell that can help us out if we do to stay outside. At least to keep some of us safe.
Okay. We'll just make sure we get
Alright.
that slug back.
Yes, we'll do. Cal, wait up.
You begin to chase her
Helen.
behind Cal.
Yep.
Yeah. Helen's like doing her best. Like, we are belonging here. We're rich people in Ibiza too. Like,
Cal has used the time to, find the probably fairly obvious trail of the snail. And it's just following that. As quick as casual can be. So he doesn't want to seem in a hurry because he's been here before. He knows what looking to be in a hurry gets you.
Okay.
He's just casually walking through the street while still quickly, you know?
Yeah.
I'd like each one of you to roll a performance check to see how well
Yeah.
you portray yourself.
Helen's also gonna prestidigitation at least herself and Alicio to not just overtly stink like snail. Well,
Oh no. Okay, for
All right.
I was gonna roll
Nice.
shit.
that's not bad. It's not bad
You-
at all.
Follow the trail of the snail. And as you do, it is very evident that everyone in this city, in this town, is fully aware of the arrival of this snail because they are all paying attention to the smell. You see, all of them are just kind of like looking around. You hear the stories of people going, I just saw some green thing just fly right past, and I don't know where it went. It went further into the city, and I'm pretty scared. You just hear like these stories back and forth of people like, I'm pretty sure this was a dragon. I'm 100% sure. A green dragon. They spit acid, right? We have to be careful. We can't let them get any closer. You're hearing these kind of chitter chatters back and forth. You do kind of blend in. None of them have like. You've not caught their eye in the wrong way. You're kind of like blending in with the masses. In terms of like the geography and how everything looks here, you can see that all of it is built on jagged pieces of mountain. Here, even though it's already dark, there is a moon that shines through. However, in here, because you're almost in like the caldera of mountain peaks, the light that shines from it is completely snuffed out. There is no natural light that comes through. You are just completely engulfed in shadow from all of these mountain peaks. And it is at an angle. So you are climbing, you're ascending the mountain as you are going further into this city. There are elements of buildings left and right, some slightly higher, some slightly lower. But for the most part, you can see it's all pretty much like outposts and guard stations. There is the odd place for someone to live with a little garden and a small kind of farming area. But for the most part, this is just kind of a heavily guarded entryway as you are entering now. Getting further in, now you can see what looks like the shining, glimmering lights of Vessil on full display. Essentially like a Las Vegas at night, you see all of the lights are on display and every building has this magical shine that just kind of like drifts over the top. And even itself, the city, it's not like spotlight shining through and kind of creating this marker for everyone to come. There is almost this like city haze that seems to almost capture all the light and keep it within this shady hovel that you are now entering. There are brilliant large buildings left and right, all hidden and knocked into this mountainside. It does spread open, so you aren't like in between just rock. You have an open courtyard that then spreads out into this just open thoroughfare where there are people walking back and forth, streets that are just kind of like a maze for those who are unprepared and uninitiated. But there are buildings, large, huge, twisted and kind of contorted as well. There is a very kind of sense of striking design that's being used in a lot of these buildings that is quirky and different to what you're used to. Nothing is kind of normal here. And as well, as you are entering, you can see that there are a lot of sort of shady businesses going on. It's like walking into a shady bar and you're seeing everything that you don't normally see in a bar. All of the people kind of taking certain substances that you wouldn't normally see in public. You're seeing like drinks being used in a different way, people trying to like barter and sell things that you wouldn't normally see them selling. Caged animals for one, pelts for another, horns and kind of items that are seen as kind of poaching, really, here on display, as well as kind of just general markets, just pop-up tents placed in different areas that are just selling and kind of taking back and forth bartering. But there is a clear line of where this slime has gone. It has taken a direct straight line through the center of this city, and it seems to have gathered a crowd. You see, everyone is just kind of looking at this trail. One person is kind of standing on it with their arms crossed and just looking around and just sees you arrive. This, same as the original guard that you spoke to outside, another fire ganassi with that same kind of red and blue markings of like what looks like a clay powder dust just spread across their chin and down their neck. They themselves look quite lean, quite strong, wearing a nice formal attire, but buckles and braces built into it to represent a guardsman, but still trying to stay in keeping with the overall look to not alert people too much that a guard is present. But as soon as you kind of step forward, you can overhear them talking to a few people here. Don't worry, we're trying to figure out what this slug was and where it came from. We've currently apprehended it at the end of this
Okay.
path, so please keep a distance. The smell will be eradicated shortly, but go back to your business.
Sorry, could you maybe not kill the snail? It's ours. I lost it. I'm here to take it back though, and we will clean like everything back up. So could you not kill it and get rid of the smell? Because that's sort of essential to their survival.
And who are you?
Right. Hi, my name's Cal. Like I said, we own the snail. Well, technically, our boss does, but well, I lost it, so it's my snail at the moment.
Cal, can you roll a what would be a reputation check? What would that be?
For me or for him?
You
Perform
in
or
this
What do you
city.
mean?
Let's-
I
Oh,
feel like that's your persuasion versus his history
Yeah, go
at
for,
this
Yeah.
point.
go for a persuasion check.
do I want to roll high or do I want to roll low?
You want to roll high because you want to be favorable. If you roll lower than his check, it's not going to be good.
Then it's a bad reputation. Ah,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
He's not going to remember ringing your name fondly.
Okay, 18.
Okay.
Okay.
Calamaeus. Is that right?
Yeah, have we met? This is getting frequent.
Not necessarily, but I remember you came to the city a few months ago.
Yeah, I did. It was a nice day. Till the end. But the stay was nice.
Why do you have a
But, like-
slug?
Like I said, technically it's my boss's. I work for this rich guy. It doesn't matter. I lost it. Like I said, I arrived a bit too hastily. But I came to take it back on orders of the other guards at the gate. So if you could just let us through and let us do a thing, we can take it and remove it from your city.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to put this up with the boss. I hope
Oh,
that's all right. She
Yeah,
might
yeah,
not
yeah,
be too
of course.
favorable to this because you've caused quite the display here. Even though the slug
Yeah.
isn't technically at fault, since you did say we're going too fast.
Yeah,
But
it's 100% my fault, not the slugs. The slugs should not be punished for it. The other one was already punished.
you're willing to
we-
take the full
we-
responsibility for this slug then? And any punishment
it's
that
my
goes?
slug. Yes.
Okay. Boys, can you cuff him, please? You watch as a fire Goliath, a Goliath with, instead of this kind of like
Hold on.
whitish kind of skin. Yes.
Just Elise is gonna say hold on to them.
Okay.
Now, I'm not familiar with this land, but I thought it was a lawless city.
Well, things have changed. There's new management in place. So unfortunately, we're trying to turn this place into a bit more of a hospitable hmm, civilization, if you will. So no, not as lawless as it probably had before when the families were all still kicking, but since they're all fucking dead, it's now all hers. And sorry, but you decided to take on the responsibility of your beast. And
Yeah,
that
no. It's fine. It is yours. It's good. It's all good. It's all good.
I was just curious, and do you have authorization to do this?
well, I am one of her guards, yes.
And like I
Can I
did
see if
break the
he's
law,
being
so like
honest or trying to
Sure,
just,
yeah.
just like elbowing Cal to shut the fuck up for a second?
Roll a persuasion. Roll a insight check.
Insight, yeah. 26.
ooh,
26?
nice.
Yes. As well, you can see that this man has trained his entire life. You see someone who only knows fight, only knows war, and I'd like you to roll a history check as well.
Mhm.
Sounds gonna hard.
20.
20. The formation of the kind of like paint across their face is symbolism for two things. One of them
Mhm.
strikes out to you because it is a customary sort of addition to their people. Located in Dunavir, there is an area called Lostock. There is a lord who kind of purveys and kind of owns that region in particular. There in Lostock, there is a tribe of Figanesi who have been trained for war since birth. And they have trained and trained and trained. All they know is war and fight. This person in particular comes from that tribe, and they are known as Smiling Crimson. They have that name because during fights and wars that they partake in, they are seen with this kind of reddish paint that goes across their face. But when you are in a skirmish with them, stories say that a lot of the time that's not paint. And instead, that's the blood of the enemies that they have killed and slain, that they dress themselves in for their next victim to then cross over to the next and the next. They don't feed upon this necessarily, but they wear it as tradition and honor. Now, this isn't blood. This is just an indication of it, but it shows that he is a hardened warrior who is speaking truth, but also holding back on any sort of more physical harm that they may be trying to restrain themselves in this moment.
Would I know if they needed contact with any of like the capital or any other like government to
Well,
do this stuff, or is it like
so
how it work?
here comes the other part. So, because that is the red connotation that they have, the blue seems to be
No,
a
I
marking.
mean
Yeah,
specifically for this city
this
and the
city,
guards.
because it
Would
was previously,
they, because
yeah,
they were lawless, would they now need permission from any kind of government body or other stations or whatever to
with
appoint this leader and apprehend people? Like, do they have jurisdiction to do that?
with a 20, you would know that cities and towns, they fall under their own leadership, their own de facto kind of town mayor or a king or whatever they denounce as their kind of like ruler, whether it's by choice or by subjugation, whichever what it is, or they are part of a larger organization, such as the Dawn Republic, which is in the center of Calzeria and holds a lot of laws that many of the towns and cities have there. They are kind of like the beacon that then everyone else borrows from and uses as a way to kind of teach and enforce how their laws should be for the rest of them. However, Vessel is on the very edge of that. And ever since its creation has always stayed away from any governmental bodies and thus falls under the jurisdiction of whoever seizes control of it. And it sounds like at the moment that it's this one individual. So
Thanks.
unfortunately, outside of any sort of government aid here.
Dang it. All right. Alicia's just gonna look him up and down. All right.
You can join him if you
we-
want.
Well, they weren't even here yet, though, when it happened. So
All right.
maybe
Who do we speak to about this situation after Cal is arrested? Is there a court here, or how are these matters now resolved?
No court, nothing along those lines. It is simple jurisdiction. The power is placed within the hands of myself and my fellow guards here. So the law is in our hands. And if you have any questions and you wish to go further up the tier to my boss and leader of Vessel, Maeve, you're more than welcome to, but whether she'll be receptive to your invitation is another question altogether. So, would you like me to put you in contact with her directly?
Alicia kind of looks to Helen.
I think all right for the moment. I would just like to inquire as to the charges, I guess, that Cal is perhaps facing.
How about I show you? And he begins to, now that Cal is, have you accepted that the cuffs are going to be
Yeah.
placed on you?
Yep.
The large ember-skinned Goliath places them, manacles you, and ties the manacles to himself as well. So you are chained to him by one arm, and he just drags you along whenever you're kind of like a bit slower. But he leads you down the trail of the snail slug, and you can see that you begin to enter what was once a very busy marketplace, but has since been disrupted, and things are being recovered as this slug had barreled its way through and had caused quite a stir, leading to people working here trying to recollect their things. On occasion, you see someone reach down to try and steal it and pocket it very subtly. And you watch as they are just decapitated there and then. Slice, their head falls off, and you just watch the head roll towards you, and the guards bat no eyelids as the
Helen.
body slumps to the ground. And
Helen is composed. Composed.
Cal's not. He's not saying anything, but he's staring at that and just going, uh-oh.
Alicia turns down. That is barbaric.
Helen would just kind of put one hand on your forearm in a very like, we gotta be cool about this kind of gesture, and just like will continue to face forward, won't say anything.
Just trying to keep his head up.
yeah, sure. As you are seeing all of this, the body slumps, and very quickly one of the guards just begins to drag them away. Blood scatter, just kind of like leaving a trail as he's pulled into an alleyway and then dispatched with wherever needs to. But you just see this mess as people are recollecting their things. Guards are watching to make sure that no one else tries to steal anything. And you see just rare relics, things that are probably stolen from somewhere and being sold here. But yeah, a lot of people just trying to recollect their things. And then you see your slug, at the end of this, in the very center, just kind of like very slowly moving to one direction, with one moving back, just moving back and forth. Guards just on all sides, just looking at it, confused, holding their nose, just kind of shaking their head as the rest of you approach. The guard that's with you at the moment, he'll just say, well, as you can see, caused quite the disturbance. destroyed property and vessel, as well as any prospects and business that these cherished and very important businessmen of this city have, well, lost. So it is quite a inconvenience, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
And someone has to pay. And he looks towards Cal. So you and I, we're going to have a little chat.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Is that chat gonna involve beheading people? Or me, specifically?
Well, it may mean the gallows, but no, not beheading.
Right.
Helen
Okay.
will just kind of like kind of game face on, just goes, how much of this can be redirected to the slug?
Kind of crosses his
They're
arms.
quite unique, useful, fast as you can see. The city wants to take them for its purpose. They're pretty useful. And
Plus, we
I've
noticed-
developed a formula to avoid being affected by the smell. Be happy to
Yes.
hand over a recipe.
Plus, we noticed gnolls on the borders. And their smell wards off predators. Perhaps it could actually be useful to you.
You're really trying to save your friend, eh? Trying to sweeten the deal as much as you can.
It'd be very inconvenient if we were to lose any more party members.
Or be slowed down.
The two of you can roll persuasion checks.
Whoa.
Better than me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Natural fucking 20, my god. He kind of looks at Cal. What do you say to all of this?
Helen is like just staring at you. Like, not even daggers, just staring at you.
I don't want to die. Or slow down my party. Also, like, they're very cute when you look at them in the right angle. Also, his
They're
name is
not.
Steve.
They're
No,
not
but-
at all. You're not helping your case. The formula, hand it over, and we'll take this, Steve. But I still want to talk with you nonetheless.
Helen
He-
will immediately pull out her notebook and start writing a copy of the formula down.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll do it in common as well as Elvish, just in case. Just like basically do a front and a back, and then just like hand it over to whoever's standing near him. I'm guessing there's a lot of other guards. Just
Yeah. They're all keeping an eye out. You then see the guard who's been kind of restraining Cal. The Goliath, he unshackles the chain from his arm and he hands it over to the Ganassi, and he just kind of takes it, places it on his arm. All right, give me 5 minutes with your friend, and, well, after what they have to say, maybe they'll walk free.
Helen will just kind of nod shortly, and I want to mind link with Cal and say short answers. Answer truthfully. Don't babble. and all you guys is Helen just like staring and like slightly shaking her head, and then would like step back from them and is just doing her best like this is fucking inconvenient, like annoyed stance.
Yeah. Okay. As that's happening, the Figanassi will then take you, Cal, to one of the kind of one of several of these like outpost areas within the city. Essentially like a small garrison unit, and drags you along. The area is empty, and he just kind of like places you down on a chair, closes the door, and you can see that there's all sorts of strange looking torture devices in this room. They are covered in blood. There's even like fresh elements of skin and hair on a few of them. These people, yeah, they're quite barbaric if they have to be. It wasn't really like this last time you were here. It's only seemed to like bumped up to like 20 times since you've gone. And as he kind of like sits you down, ties you to the chair, he stands up above you. A lot's changed since you were last here, Calameus.
Yep. I'm also getting that feeling.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember the 3 families that were here before?
Do I?
You can roll a history check if you want to see if you remember.
Okay.
No.
He's just extremely nervous. He's not quite shaking in his seat, but like where his hands are tied together, he's clutching the chain very tightly, and then he's just looking up at the guy and just like, nope, don't remember.
All right, well, there were 3. The lonely heart gentleman, a band of brothers, the sturdy garots, sniveling little pricks, and you also had the blood rain scavengers. And well, they all tried to have a little meeting. They all joined together to try and move forward and create this place into an actual government. But one of them decided to change that plan. One of the blood rain scavengers had decided, well, why not seize whilst the opportunity was there, even if her family was involved. Do you remember the Citadel at the very back of the city?
Distantly? I think I was
Yeah.
there. Maybe what?
Well, the whole thing's been blown up to smithereens.
Oh.
Maeve, now known as the Scarlet Deceiver, is our leader. And she was the one who ruthlessly killed her own family as well as the other 2 families there. And now, she's in charge. With us. I just wanted to share that little anecdote with you because I don't want, well, people thinking that this place is the same as it was, because it ain't. This is somewhere much better. No longer are 3 families competing to try and control this place. It is now under control. And well, if you need anything else, if you need to find the drugs that you're looking for, as I remember you did before, some dealings here and there, well, this is the place to do it. And guess what? We charge 10 times the price and people pay it. And we make sure that you get the fair share that you need. So you need anything. You need someone killed. You need someone received or escorted to some faraway land. You come to us. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
And listen, if you try and do business with anyone else,
Never think of it. Never.
You're never gonna do it.
No,
Never
never.
gonna barter with anyone else.
Well, but maybe about like apples or something, but not nothing of your reputation, obviously.
Good. Good. Because I hate to remove your feet or your toes or your fingers or your tongue.
Yeah.
So let's just keep that pretty face of yours intact. And let's not lose any digits. Okay?
Yeah, I like my digits where they are.
But if I see anything untoward, you try and mess with what we have here and try and change it to what it was. I've seen your face. I've seen the face of your friends too.
Hmm.
I don't forget a face. Calameus. Okay?
Yeah, of course not.
All right, then have fun. Enjoy yourself around the city. There's a lot to take in. Do you need a place to stay?
Yeah, we'll figure
You
something
can
out.
stay at
I think.
mine. No, you stay at mine.
Okay.
I got a room.
Excellent. That's such a gracious offer. I'm not sure my compatriots. We're not just the three of us, so we might
No,
be
you're
too much
accepting.
for you. Okay. Yeah. We'd love to.
Okay.
Yeah.
He unchanged you
And
from the seats.
what is the name of our gracious host?
Well, her name is Maeve.
Yeah, but you said like we're staying at your place. So I appreciate to
yeah.
know the name of the yes.
Maeve and I are together.
Of course. Yeah, how couldn't I have seen that? Yeah, of course.
So her name is Maeve, and my name is Fear.
And name.
So
But
will
very
you be
fitting.
Why is that?
Just a feeling.
What, do you think I'm funny or something?
No. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I'm very nervous right now.
I can tell. You're quivering like a little child. What's up with that? What, do I really make you scared?
You do have that certain aura. Like you've got it perfected to a T. It's very impressive.
Oh, good. That's what I was trying to portray.
Yeah.
All right, on you go. I'll
Okay,
be killing
okay.
your slime in the morning.
Oh, can you make it like quick or something? Because he's okay. No, I didn't say anything. Didn't say anything.
Go on then. Get off.
Yeah, yes, of course. It's gonna very quickly. I should have done that.
You head out the door, and yeah, you leave this space and head over towards your party members again. The rest of you, what are you up to?
We're staying at his place.
Here we go.
I believe Richter was already getting us
Mm.
a place.
Yeah, they should contact them and tell
maybe-
them to stay at that place, and the three of us are staying at his place.
I think perhaps
Because if they
we
can
should.
kill me, if not.
I think perhaps we should pretend. In your mind, you just hear, not to know them. If we see them, we shouldn't contact them until everything is over tomorrow, and then we should leave quickly. And Helen just turns to Alicio, and does Alicio speak? What are is Sylvan a common language around here?
Not really. Silver's more attributed to
Alicio
the Fae.
speaks Sylvan, right? No, there was a language I swear that we both spoke.
Celestial and Infernal.
Oh, okay, never mind. Anyway,
Elvish.
Helen, yeah, Helen. Elvish is more common around here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but would just say in Elvish to Alicia, like, not to know them. We should pretend probably not to know them. And Helen just look at Cal and goes, I need to, well, we're here and there's so much stuff here. I would like to look at some alchemical ingredients if I can find them anywhere. It seems like it will be here, so I think maybe we should all go together. Stay close together. And mind
is
our
getting
things.
late.
I'm not sure if, and Cal's just glancing back at the guard. I'm not sure I'm allowed to. I don't know if we're allowed to leave exactly, like right now.
Helen would just kind of straighten up and like walk back over to face him and just goes, Cal has informed us that we've been invited to stay.
Who are you talking to?
The
Which one?
the guy Fear.
Okay.
If he's there.
Got it. Yeah, he is there. Yeah, that's right. You're all invited, including your friends outside, so I look forward to hosting you.
I have a spot of shopping to do. Is there a specific time you would be expecting us, or should I postpone my shopping perhaps till the morning?
No, you may shop to your heart's content. Edwar's open until dusk and dawn. Nothing ever closes here. You may go as you see free. But Dorgan, and he gestures to the Goliath, he will be escorting you wherever you go here. So if you need to return back and rest, he will show you to your quarters and where my abode is, where a nice meal will be prepared for you. How'd you like your
Yep.
human cooked? Medium or rare? Or well done?
Helen, like, with helping, would just say, more on the medium side. Can't say I'm too much of a connoisseur when it comes to meat, unfortunately. My mother was a vegetarian.
See, he just smiles. You really think I'm that barbaric? Please, I don't eat human. I was just
Helen just genuine. She just shrugs and would kind of look over at the Goliath and do like a little, like, nice to meet you kind of nod.
The Goliath just looks at you and just does not give a fuck.
Yeah, fair enough. And she was just basically saying like, hello, I'm acknowledging you exist, and
Yeah.
then would kind of turn on her heels and kind of march off towards where she saw alchemist shops.
Okay. Remember, keep your hands tucked tight. If you steal anything, we'll know. But feel free to sell anything you like. We got slaves, we've got caged animals, we got everything that you can look for. So go shopping.
Off we're going shopping!
Yay!
All right. You begin to go shopping. Dorgan is following you this entire path through. That large Goliath who is about 8 foot tall, just hulking and always about 10 feet behind you, as he's just always constantly there, keeping an eye out on each one of you, no matter where you go. So, where is it you're heading off to?
Helen is looking for like weird and wonderful alchemical supplies that are maybe not acquirable normally.
Mm-hmm.
And also just keeping out for an eye out for anything that's like overtly kind of Feywildy.
Okay. So if you could
Any-
roll a,
Anything /1.
let's say either a nature or investigation check.
I'll be
Cal,
doing an
Alicia?
investigation check.
What are you guys up to?
Elisa's trying not to throw up after seeing a beheaded body.
Mhm.
But also maybe looking something for that Kai would like.
Okay. Anything in particular? Anything that you're like thinking of that might be of interest? Musically or otherwise?
Guitar picks or any like cool shit you could put on a guitar /lute or
Okay.
anything that he knows he would fit his like outfits or anything like that.
Sure.
Nothing too big, just like a small thing. But
Okay. Then you can roll a perception or investigation check if you'd like.
yeah.
And Cal?
Well, once Cal stops shaking in his boots,
Oh damn it.
how to- well, it takes quite a while for him to stop shaking in his boots. So until he's really able to focus, I don't. He's going to be shopping. He's not in the mood for shopping. But I guess if something stands out to him, this is the best place to get cool drugs. He would want something to take his mind off what just happened, okay? What he has is not gonna help with that.
If Alicia spots him going towards those vendors, she's just gonna grab him by the back of the scarf and like
I was
"No,
literally
no.
told to do that, okay? But he told me to buy drugs.
Enough
Okay.
of that for today.
Right, yeah, wouldn't want to slow down the group.
Cal, you can roll a survival or nature check as you are looking around and just
Okay.
generally taking it in. Okay.
Twinsies.
Come on, it's not the time for 2, my dear dice.
Cal, you see a couple of vendors with long coats, very shady looking. One of these people actually have like a breathing tube system that seems to be attached and around to their back, which has this bubbling liquid that is just boiling and just kind of like creating this gaseous fumes that he then grabs the tube and breathes it in and just kind of looks at you. Hey kid, can I interest you in anything?
Would that leave me in the condition you are in?
Yeah, but it's really fucking good.
I don't think I can successfully string a bow like that, so I'm
You
afraid
strike
not. Thank
a man
you.
of good taste. So, look, you want one of these noxious fumes or not?
No, thank you.
Kind of
No.
gently guide him away from that strange man with the shimmer tank.
You're lost. He just kind of like
Yeah.
moves over to the next person. Alicio, you see a couple of vendors just in the street who have several different trinkets and items that are hanging from different areas and displayed on the carpets on the ground. One of them catches your eye as this bone lute you've seen made and carved out of what looks like a large piece of some monstrous like thigh, whittled down and carved into the shape of a lute. The strings themselves seem to be made of like a copper, so it has this kind of white on like orange brownish color between them, accented, decorated fairly nicely, and you see it just resting there on the side. The person vending it just kind of looks over in your direction. Ah, hello. Has this caught your eye, or are you looking for something else?
It does seem quite interesting. Is there a story behind it?
Well, yes, it used to be a bone belonging to a golden dragon.
And it's said that when you play and strum a tune that is on a frequency, it could even cause a dragon to fall asleep.
Hmm. Interesting.
But you must
And
know the right song to do so, and I do not. I was able to receive this item into my collection, but on the hows and whys have been lost to history. But a scholar might be able to help and uncover the mysteries of it.
and how much for you to part with it?
Well, this one is quite the avid collection item of mine, and I would only sell it for 150 gold pieces, or if you are willing to sell something of yours as a trade.
Hmm. Inventory. Um, I do have. How much would I presume them like my family's signet ring be?
um, Probably a fair few gold. Nothing in the hundreds, though. Maybe about 15 or 20 gold pieces.
Saying it.
Dave.
Well,
Like 20
I'm
gold pieces can buy you a house in this world. You know, it's kind of like a lot of
sorry,
money.
man.
But...
Sorry, my bad. I'm selling a fucking guitar for 100 and something. So
Well, I can make a
what do
dragon
I
nose
know?
asleep. House can't do that, can it?
You don't know that. Maybe it's a really nice house.
It's a nice bed.
If Cassie was here, she would be yelling at me. Okay. Mm, well, I believe the ring is the only thing other than his hair that kind of gets him recognized.
Hmm.
Being part of the River Blue family. So, he's gonna sell it. Why not?
Okay. So you're going to give the signet ring as well as, because that will only contribute to a portion of the price.
How much could I sell it for? How much could I haggle?
You can either roll a history or persuasion check.
I'll do a history. 23.
So you fawn over the history of your signet as you prepare to hand it over. They look at it and go, well, it is quite a nice design. The story itself holds credibility. And it has ties to your family. Ah, very good. Well, I can take this as part payment. I would need another 50 gold pieces, though.
I can provide.
Ah, very good. Okay. Well, I could also offer you a trade as well. Now, I could leave the 50 gold pieces and take the signet ring for a piece of your hair.
What would you use it for?
Well, you're selling your signet ring, so you do not care for your family. What is it the matter for you?
I just don't want strangers having a piece of my hair.
Mm, I can guarantee you that nothing will happen to you directly.
See, I don't like how you. I would. You can just take the 50 gold, and none of my hair.
Well,
Thank you.
Okay. Quite protective of your family, even though you're selling an ornament of theirs. They take the 50 gold pieces as well as the signet ring and
I can
hand
still
you
be
the loot.
protective of something while keeping it at a distance.
In my line of work, I realize that family means nothing, and you must take everything as you can. But a pleasure making business with you. It is a shame that we could not come to more complex deals. But enjoy the loot.
Okay. I just take a quick, make sure that he hasn't like taken a piece of my fucking hair as I'm leaving. I'm walking backwards. You know, I'm not turning back to this fucking
Constantly
weirdo.
trained on them. Yeah, sure. Roll a perception check. All right. Yeah, you can see their hands were hovering a lot, just kind of like around you at all times. And just
Uh-huh.
trying to like maybe at one point, because you come from a rich bloodline, maybe they could get an opportunity to steal a piece of your hair. But no, you keep an eye out and you make sure that you are protected. And then you leave with the item procured. So you can add to your inventory dragon bone loot.
Mhm.
So just to make a note of that. For Helen, as you're kind of like going backwards, retracing your steps, had seen there was an alchemical based shop here. You find a vendor as well who is selling all sorts of strange sort of jars filled with ominous kind of liquids, from both the kind of molasses type to those that are just kind of almost like a gaseous like buildup of some sort of underground gas that's being kept here. All in different sized bottles as well, some in large vats behind them. And as well, the guy who is selling all of these, the tabaxi, in kind of like whitish fur, sees you approach. Good evening. I see that you have quite a good eye.
Yes, I'm, say, alchemically curious, and you have quite a few things here. I'd like to purchase something unique.
Unique is what I do best. In terms of what you're looking for, please be a bit more specific.
Helen would just kind of think for a second and go, well, we have quite the list of things to be doing, so something that perhaps would enhance severely more normal seeming potions.
That I can provide for. You see, here we deal in all enhancements, as well as the ethereal. Behind me, you can see there is a vat. In there, 1,000 souls are trapped. Now, I could sell you a soul if you wish. The soul will do your bidding until you release it and let it free. They're all damned, and deservedly so, kept within that capsule. Each one of these souls possesses, well, knowledge, strength, ideals, as well as their own sort of vigor that you can borrow from, if the right ingredients are combined together. You almost become them momentarily and gain the features that they had in their past life.
And I feel that? Like,
Yes. You can see the vat itself is like a cast iron vat, and there is a grate on the front with heavily reinforced glass, and you're just seeing like lights just shining past in different ways, almost like a perpetual like fish tank, just things going around and around, never finding a way out. In terms of like emotional resonance, you are feeling something inside, yet the cast iron completely negates anything from going in or out. Even your kind of sentiment, your emotional sense, it's just blocking everything. I can bottle up a few of these if you wish, and you may hand them out to either yourselves or
and give them to someone.
Is there a way to pick?
Yes, there is.
Helen's kind of looking at it curiously. Around the rest of this room, is there anything that's giving off feel?
Yes, is the answer. You can see that in glasses and jars there are little creatures that are trapped within. Some being held there, some have probably been dead or undead even, and being kept alive through some sort of necromantic curse. But for the most part, a lot of it is pulverized and turned into pastes. There's just a handful of things that are still living. All, in a sense, have accepted their fate. And no matter what they see or who they come across, they accept that they're, at this point, just someone's property, which is, doesn't feel too good.
Of the things that are alive still in here, do I know what any of them are?
Sure. You can see that one of them seems to be like a Shadowfell looking like beetle of sorts. It's like a tiny creature that has like a beetle carapace, and it seems to have like the features of a beetle, but underneath it has almost like a softer interior. It's beastly looking, and it's kept within a jar. The scales themselves are completely blanched white, and that seems to be living and has some sort of sentience to it. As well as some other things, you're seeing like they're all beasts or monstrosities. Some of them are like oozes as well, but for the most part, there's nothing humanoid that you recognize, at least. Nothing like a fairy or anything like that.
All right. Helen would kind of just be eyeing up the vat and looking at it, goes, how much for two I can pick?
Well, I can coerce several at a time. I can give you a bunch offer if you wish. I can give you 10 for the price of 2. Depends what you're looking for. Do you wish to have the knowledge of an archmage? Or do you wish to know the ins and outs of an artificer's mind? Or perhaps you wish to learn the devilish tongue of a devil? All of them are possessed within my vat.
Oh. Helen's basically trying to angle to let her at, well, maybe not let her at the tank, but let her like reach in and like pick. But this woman does not, this person does not seem like amenable to that.
No.
Okay.
And you also see the Goliath is there with you still. Like he's still present. He's still watching and looking. If you were to make any sort of moves, and if you weren't careful enough, and it came across the wrong way, then perhaps they may react.
She's being careful. She just go, how much for... She was kind of thinking, because a unique alchemist.
A unique alchemist? Well, there's few in there. They are rarer to find nowadays, as they tend to avoid making deals with devils. But, I can throw in an alchemist and an archmage in there if you wish. Each one will cost you around 150 gold pieces. But if you want more, I can give you a deal. And if you have something for trade, because I can see something in you. You have the gift, don't you? You can see on a resonance unlike any other. Let me borrow that. Let me take a fraction of it, and I can give you many more souls. And they are yours to do as you see fit. You wish to free them? That is not of my concern. You wish to use them as currency for a devil? That would be the smart way to do it. Souls are powerful things. And if you choose the right one, and paired with the right scenario, you may be enlightened beyond all knowledge. This is a rarity to find, and you should think about it wisely.
How? Hmm. Hmm. Does Helen know anything about like how much souls are worth? Like in like a not so much in like a monetarily kind of way, but in a like what they're worth in stuff and favors kind of
Yeah, sure. Well, you could
sense.
think about it this way: a soul for a soul. That seems quite even. But in terms of the value and weight that they have, it really depends on the condition of the soul. A soul could be pure, could be full, could be half. Depends on how the deal was made and contracted. When it comes to devils and beings that create contracts, you essentially sell your entire soul away to them. And as you're getting in a vibe and talk with this one individual person, it does sound like they are probably more inclined to doing that sort of deal. Perhaps they have made some contracts and thus have a full soul. So, in terms of how much a full soul would be cost and kind of valued at, well, if anything, 150 sounds like a bargain. It is a life in your hands, and you have free reign over them.
Does it feel like a suspicious bargain, or like this person is just like somehow has these?
Oh yeah, it's weird for sure. Suspicious, 100%. But they also seem to have so many in their possession that maybe they don't even care how much they sell them for. Maybe because they can just get more.
Feeling coming off of this person.
You can roll an insight check if you want.
What the fuck? What are you?
13. You're not sure?
Helen Helen even have the Helen doesn't even have the equipment here to do anything with these, does she?
In terms of
Like, I mean, she's not, unless she just like mainlines someone's personality,
mhm,
she doesn't really have other ways of containing them, I guess, properly.
unsure.
Is that your concern here? I thought not. You can pack them up and travel with them.
Ah, damn, it's inconvenient, guys. The not really travel friendly souls.
Once the deal has been accepted, I will be placing the souls into an individual totem, and you may do as you see fit with it. You can expend the soul by breaking the totem, and the soul will gift you abilities beyond your comprehension. This is a gift to be used for the right time. Not many will be able to afford this, nor would find interest in knowing knowledge beyond their own mind. You are the only one who I've seen catch this eye. I can see that you have a potential in you. And that's why I'm happy to make deals. When I meet someone who has that spark, it excites me. So what will it be? The cogs are turning.
Sure, I'm thinking so hard right now.
I know.
Yeah,
Um,
we
We're
can
just
tell,
subtly, we're subtly giving our opinions, me and Leonie. You know,
very, very,
very subtle
signal.
signals.
You seem to know quite well whom you seem to have in there. Hmm.
You wish to accept, but you feel the morality of it is broken.
Let me check that I can do this multiple times a day before I
Before I kill this motherfucker.
no. Okay, I'm gonna mind link with the lady
Mm-hmm.
and go, I'm trying to choose.
What are you
Just-
trying to choose?
Someone perhaps holy with a hatred of demons, devils, fae, someone of such persuasions.
Not as many that are in this vat. They have made deals with me, and you have described me in your portfolio. But there is two. There is one that is a brave warrior that was slain by a fae, and the other a scholar who had delved and read too many books, and they walked. Are these the two that you're looking for?
Helen would nod.
Then we have a deal. And what can you offer me in return? Simple payment through gold, or would you like to make a deal yourself? I see your
Helen-
potential. I can
Helen
elevate
would-
it.
Helen would just kind of look at them and go, like, still violent, and just go, unfortunately, much of what I have to bargain with is already occupied, but I can perhaps lend expertise of a more personal variety if it's emergent.
Well,
We will be here at least this evening.
then let us stay in touch. And you know what? Shake my hand.
What are they feeling? What is this? Helen's
You-
trying to get the feeling
You
right now.
see what I would describe as eager business proposition.
Helen would like hold out her hand.
Mhm. You shake her hand, she grabs your hand, and you feel just the kind of warmth that's there. You may have the 2 souls for free, but you and I will be in contact.
Helen would just kind of nod. Goes, and say out loud, just goes, unfortunately, that's a bit steep. And she's still just kind of eyeing the vat. I'll just look around and goes, perhaps I've read a lot of books and such, but unfortunately, the ingredients I've been able to acquire against elemental or more fey elemental elements is a bit lacking, and could use something to really improve that. Something to add.
I have just the thing. And you see they kind of grab over to the side, pick up 2 totems, and you watch with just kind of like this very soft touches the side of the vat, but is distracting with her hand elsewhere, and then pulls it back. Well, I believe these may be able to help on your journey. If you are looking to, well, stop any elementals, this will help. And they hand the 2 souls over to you. Pleasure doing business with you. Take that one for the road. The next one I'll charge double.
Appreciate it, Us alchemists do have to stick together, as you said. Fewer and fewer. And would very gently pack everything into her bag.
All right. Okay, so as you have
Helen's not a good person, we know this.
I mean,
Not about that part. More like, girl, don't sell your soul for another soul. That's not a good bargain.
No.
2 for 1. 2 for 1.
2 in 1. 2 in 1.
2 for 1.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess.
So, as you are kind of leaving the market stalls, looking around, you see several different buildings here in Vessel. There's one large inn called the Dead Pony. There's a large black market area that you've just been walking through. There's also a tavern where you see a lot of people seem to be kind of going around. It's called the Rat's Nest. But amongst all of this, there is a casino, which is called the Black Diamond Casino, and a lot of people are going in there during this time of night. Everyone is just going from the taverns, going from the inns, and heading in to spend their coin or to spend whatever they have with them. Some of them bring slaves alongside. Some of them bring the wares and things that they purchased in the black market areas to the casino with them. But just next to the casino, to the right of it, there is a place that sees maybe less lights, less shine, razzle-dazzle, more subtle in its kind of exterior design. You see what looks like a sign above called the Masked Duchess, and it is a brothel here.
Where we're going.
You were looking for in your task here. Who would have thought that trying to come to a lawless city has now left you guys pretty fucked.
No.
Yeah, confusing,
No.
isn't it?
One person got us fined.
What?
Damn you,
No, that
snails.
can't be.
The fucking slugs.
Yeah, poor babies. Do we really need 4 though? I'm too
Shut up.
enough.
Shut the fuck up.
At this point, as you've spent a few hours in the market, you do see Richter entering alongside Orin, who is still completely phased, and Tuco. As the three of them enter, you see Tuco looking around, eyes wide. A couple of people are looking at him and just kind of like curious. One approaches Richter and says, "How much for the Orin?" And he's just like, "Fuck off." And they just walk away. As he kind of sees the rest of you, what
Helen, contact
What-
them.
what are we what's
Helen will switch and just
Uh-huh.
go, "You don't know us. Go away."
Go away.
Helen would just turn and goes, "Not interested," and do her best, like, "What are you, like, ugh," kind of
Roll a deception check.
expression.
As soon as they enter the tavern, Alicia's just like, nope, nope, nope.
19. Okay. The Goliath is just watching over. You see Richter just looks at the three of you. Sorry, my mistake. I thought you were someone else. Enjoy your fucking brothel or whatever you're going to see. He just turns to spaced out Olrin. All right, we're taking you to the inn. And he just kind of like drags him along. He does give a slight eye to Cal for a moment, Richter, as if he has something to share with you, but he just kind of like continues on, not able to say much.
Maybe
he-
you found Jellybean.
Can he talk telepathically with you, Helen? Can
He
converse back
can
and forth?
speak back with me, I'm fairly sure. Let me check. It is Mind Link. What is it? Why am I blind? There.
Reading. Reading.
So much
uh,
reading.
I can give my action to let him speak back to me for an hour, which I would do.
Okay. So you hear he just says in his head, all right, understood. I'm sorry about telling you to fuck off. Please tell Cal that I'm sorry for his loss. I found what looks like a raisin. I don't know.
No!
Raisin.
Really? No. It looked like a raisin before. No, ask him for details. Was it an injured raisin?
We have to be able to see each other to communicate.
Yeah.
So once he leaves, it
Damn it.
goes.
Yeah, and I also don't know what he said, so
Yeah.
he found a raisin. Yeah,
It's
that's
just
like
shriveled up.
yeah, that's what it looked like before.
Helen would kind of walk in and just kind of look around like, fuck yeah, and kind of go up to, I'm guessing there's like a receptionist.
Yeah,
It
there's
seems
a
like
bouncer at the very entrance. You see he looks over, sees you kind of
Do
walking
Do
over.
I know him?
Fuck. Roll another.
Why would you
You
ask
made the
that?
canon,
Stop
Max.
asking that.
Max, you made canon that I worked here for a while, so I'm gonna
Is it
ask
the
this
brothel?
question.
Was it in the brothel that you worked?
You said, well, if you want to retcon this, you're more than welcome to.
No,
It
I
happened
can't
in a session
remember.
we didn't record. So. I asked if I'd been in Wrestle, you said yes. And then then I asked if I know Brainer. I wrote one of my history, and you said, okay, you worked there for a while.
There we go. Okay, so you see the guard here, who is a just a human man. He looks over, sees the group of you approach, and he sees Cal. Oh my god. Calamaeus. Is that really you?
Hi. It sure is. It's been a while. Do I remember his name?
You do. His name
Nice.
is Is. It's just IZ.
Okay.
That's all he goes by.
Sweet, sweet. Oh
He
my god, it's been so long.
I'm just a little speechless that you're here. It's been a while. Things have changed. Are
Yeah,
you
I noticed.
Are you looking for work or?
Oh no, not this time. Don't you worry. Not this time.
Okay.
No,
Are you
we're here to
looking
talk to
to-
Brainer. No, sadly,
I
we don't really have
Talk
to.
to Brenda, come on.
Oh, money.
Well,
Yeah, no, we have a message for her.
Is this like one of
just
these
a really quick thing.
sort of messages or?
No. God, I'm not in that profession.
Well, you're with
Well,
that
I guess
guy,
I
and he
shouldn't.
points to the Goliath behind you. That's pretty much their thing.
That yeah, I came into the city with a bit of a ruckus. That's the consequence. Please don't question it. I've had a long day. I've lost a dear friend. Two potentially. It doesn't matter. Is Brenna free at the moment? Or
Well,
like,
she's getting ready to perform, so you can come
Yeah,
inside and
yeah, okay,
watch if you want.
yeah, perfect.
Okay, come inside. As all of you begin to enter, you see he stops the Goliath and puts his hand on his chest. Not you, big guy. You're staying out here, remember? All of you stay outside. None of you can come inside. You see the Goliath kind of flares his nostrils and just kind of stands there for a moment. The rest of you walking in. Alright.
I can stay outside if needed, and if there's going to be a conflict or something.
Why the fuck are you going to do that? Just come inside. These guys know
No,
their
because
shit.
he looks like he's going to. Okay. Right.
You head through the brothel and you watch as the Goliath is just watching through the doorway, and then Iz just slams the door in his face. All right, enough of that guy. Come on. Inside you go.
Those guys are super scary. When the fuck did that happen? I wasn't gone that long.
All of the families just fucking died. One fucking
Yeah, I was
wacko
told that.
fucking sister decided to blow the whole thing fucking up during a meeting, and then
Yeah.
that's it. Now she's in charge. So
Yeah.
not fun. But hey,
Okay.
you're in the brothel now. You can enjoy
Yeah.
yourself, men, women, anything else, whatever you want. It's here for you. Just enjoy yourselves, relax. Brainer will be coming out shortly. Yeah. Just ignore what's out there. They're still figuring it out.
Right.
You okay? You look a bit. You said your friends died or something.
Yeah. Did you hear about the snail thing?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. That was that was me.
Okay. Well, it stank, so I can see why
you get
you
used to
smell.
You get. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Honestly,
Helen would just
start
prestidigitationing Cal like magic ball.
I don't think that's going to be able to fix the stench that's there, but
Again,
appreciate it
I
nonetheless.
just-
I appreciate
Can I
it.
just clean up real quick?
Okay. Now, for these fucking Smiling Crimson to be on your case, have you pissed them off that much that they're threatening to kill you?
Well, I think we've moved past the threatening to kill. We've moved on to threatening to cut off digits, and I think my tongue was involved. So they're not. I don't think they're looking to kill me. They're just
Invited to stay with them if that
Right.
says
Oh,
very much about
shit.
anything.
No,
Really?
no. That's the yeah. That's the bad. That's the
Really?
bad thing.
That's
Yeah, with
that's
not even just with one of them, but with the deceiver lady. I'm probably gonna die this night.
oh shit.
They're going to kill me, aren't they? They're definitely going to kill me.
Yeah.
I'm so dead.
Yeah, well, since it's your last day on Kurthek, I guess I better make it a good
Yeah.
one.
Oh yeah.
Boys, girls,
I would prefer if we didn't die.
I think you'll be fine. I think you just
Okay,
need to
I would
be-
prefer if you didn't die also.
Oh, that's sweet. Just like an hour ago, you just said it would slow the party down. No, okay, it doesn't matter.
No, I was saying
Helen just kind of looks at Cal and goes,
Right.
"We were bargaining for your life. Know that I did not mean most of that sincerely."
Exactly. It's called negotiating.
Sure. Okay.
You didn't slow the party down. In fact, you quite very much sped up back there, so perhaps do slow down
Yeah,
next
that's
time.
true. Okay. I mean, I don't think Richter's ever letting me take control of the snails again, but sure, if I get it next time,
I meant like in
I'll go
general.
slower. Oh. Okay.
Perhaps think about your actions before you know,
Yeah,
something
that would be a
reckless.
good idea.
Hey, look, guys, I've known Cal for a few
Alice just gives
weeks.
him a death glare, just like,
Yeah, I
shut
think it was
the
like 2 weeks.
Few
fuck
weeks or
up."
months. They're nice guys.
Wild 2
okay?
weeks.
Look, they can get things wrong. Hey, they can get things really fucking wrong. Okay,
Oh,
but
so wrong.
they're a heart of gold and to be cherished. Don't belittle him. That's not
Yeah.
necessary. He's a grown man. He can make his decisions. He can make his mistakes, and he'll learn from them. I'm sure he will. And
We also do a fair share of enabling, just perhaps not in this moment.
all right, well, you've found your perfect match, Cal. Well, since you're waiting here for Braina, if you guys need any sort of, I don't know, private treatment, there's some curtains behind there. We can sort you out. Cal's got business rates. He gets a discount because he's worked here before.
Really? Still?
Yes, it still applies. We had a guy who used to work here 30 years
awesome.
ago, and he came back with his daughter, and well, they both went in, and yeah,
Oh.
yeah, separately, separate.
Oh, okay,
Not
okay.
together.
Well, you didn't say that.
Please specify.
I thought it was implied. Fuck, shit.
Oh,
Okay.
okay,
well,
yeah.
Everyone
I
has
saw
their
somebody's head
preferences, I
being
guess.
cut off half an hour ago. Nothing is.
Well, you better be glad you weren't here a week ago because they laid the remains of every single family member out on stakes. Okay, they dressed the fucking walls with their
Wait,
blood.
wait. The whole takeover happened a week ago?
No, they just kept the bodies for that long. Okay, so this
Oh.
bitch, this fucking woman is cuckoo. She's lost it. Okay, she kept their bodies,
Oh, I'm so
revived them,
sorry.
killed them again, and then played their bodies everywhere for everyone to see. Okay, so that's who you're dealing with. That's who you're going to be staying with. So
Yeah,
with that in
she's
mind,
gonna
just relax.
cut me apart and cook me in a meal. I'm gonna be a meal.
Yeah,
We're not gonna let that happen, Cal.
well, at least your friends here are, I don't know, a bit more on your side. I'm going to pray for your soul, Cal. So good luck with that one. Oh, but I think she's coming on. And he just kind of like leaves you to it. I got to go back to the door, but yeah, have fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
He heads off and you begin to watch the show take place. Several stages open up, red curtains pull back,
and you can see scantily dressed women and men of different sizes and proportions. Alessio just hiding his eyes.
He's not looking. He's
The
fully covering
decency.
them. Just
The
like,
decency.
no, I should
Helen's
not be
just
seeing
like
this.
leant back in an armchair.
Cal's just head on the table, clapping above it. Yay! You're doing great.
He's just muttering, "This is not hygienic. They're all barefoot on this thing." So many germs.
But you see all sorts of races beginning to saunter down this podium, different kind of elevated positions, dancing, listening to music. You see there's this kind of like ethereal, like bit of EDM going on. It's very kind of hardcore, but as well kind of has moments of like soft tones that begin to kick in, especially when Braina comes onto display. You see she stands out more than the others because she has this kind of large, almost feathered sort of sequin dress with tassels that go along the arms all the way down, and they have like almost like pigeon feather sort of design to them. And she herself has like scales that shine in the lights that are pointed at her. She is humanoid to some degree, but you can see a lot of her scales seem to be reptilian-like. She is a Yuan-ti, and you can see that more in her eyes than anything else. Her head is slightly kind of caved and almost has like a hood that kind of pops out slightly. But for the most part, her face is humanoid, and you can see her eyes reptilian-like as she is just beginning to strut her stuff down the catwalk. Long, slender, just kind of like reaching out to everyone at the front row. You can see there's a few here that come here often, and she kind of like plays favoritism to them. But yeah, she just kind of like dances back and forth, listens to the music. She's a lot more kind of elegant and kind of a bit more refined than some of the other performers here. A bit more subtle, less overt, and less in your face. But yeah, as she's going around, she kind of takes her time and almost looks at everyone in the eye, and her eyes almost entrancing, very much like a cobra's kind of rattlesnake tail. Just that look, the eyes themselves almost draw you in and pull you in. But she just gives a soft look to everyone with a slight smile to the side of her face as she's dancing away. Then eventually she sees Cal down below, and she just leans down and grabs your hand and gives it a kiss. And you just hear her whisper, "Welcome back." And she just kind of continues on the performance. And then eventually, as the night continues, the performance ends. And yeah, the evening continues. Eventually, you see one of like the stage performers comes round to your table. Hi, excuse me. Braina would like to see you behind in the VIP suite, if that's okay. She says she spotted you,
Yes.
Cal. So is that all right with you guys? I'll just take you back now.
Yes, that would be perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Do you need a drink as well, or you okay?
Oh yes, I would love one.
All right.
Do you still have that really tasty like watermelon tasting one? Do you still do that?
Yeah, the watermelon juice. Yeah, we still have that. Yeah.
No, no, the one with fun in it.
Oh, you want the alcoholic one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can make that for you. Yeah, sure.
Thank you. You're safe. You're saving my day.
Well, let me make you two then, and I'll be a lifesaver, full and proper. You see, he goes behind and creates a drink for you. Anyone else need a drink as well? Alcoholic, none? No. Okay. Here you go. And he just begins to take you away. You know the way, don't you? So go for it.
Yeah,
Head back.
thank you so much for this. Really, really, you're saving my night. Well, probably you're saving the rest of my life.
Well, let me.
Cal's just accepted his fate.
Should I make you a third one? Or oh no. Okay, you're okay. You head down behind the curtain. You're seeing the behind the scenes of the rooms, on occasion walking past some of these individual rooms and just kind of getting a glance of things you probably don't want to be seeing. Eventually, you find one which is a bit more lavish in color, Braina's. As you begin to enter, you can see she's sat there in this large, almost like a sofa lounge area, but it is almost dedicated to her taste. Everything outside is almost has that tactile, sort of tacky feeling, a bit more kind of pumped up to really cater to the guests here. But as you come around back, you can see it's a bit more relaxed, a bit more kind of more homely vibes. This is a place for work. It seems to be a place for almost like her way to zen out. And you can see Braina sat there and just kind of waiting for you to enter. And as you do enter, we'll probably end the session there since it is getting to that point, and we can pick up as you delve into the master chess himself. Cal. Oh my God.
What did you do, bro? How did you derail this entire session with one decision at the beginning of the session?
With one call, Max said, and you recognize the same Rokafos, and my brain was like, Cal would never.
Those like chosen heroes that had like the naming convention with like color and occupation.
Yeah.
Her name is the Scarlet Deceiver.
Yeah.
I love that we all nodded. That was fucking creepy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm too.
As soon as you said Crimson, what the fuck are they called?
Smiling
Crimson. Huh?
No. As soon as he said there's new management, I was like, cool. Like, as soon as you said that to Helen, even before we got into the city, I was like, great. This is where we run
But
into.
I got a little
Kill this
ding-a-ling-a-ling.
bullshit.
The people from Sunday Cafe. Hello, what are they doing here?
Yeah.
Stinky.
Yeah.
Cuckoo.
What are they doing? Yeah, I wonder.
Why? I don't want to know anything else about these fucking chosen color people, okay? I don't want to hear no nonsense from any of them.
But fuck them, LGBT. No, I'm kidding.
Jesus Christ. Cancel, end the session, quick.
Color mafia. Now let me go see my wife.
They ruined the goddamn rainbow. There's
The
still
only-
the letters.
Yes.
That one and that 5.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
I just wish to show you how my cat is sitting on me right now. I don't know if I can.
You are
She's
there, Chair.
on my knee.
I see a cat.
Baby.
She is on my
Yes.
knee
Aww.
for whatever reason, and she's just laying like that and sleeping.
You are
I
her
don't.
property.
How are you comfortable like that?
That looks comfortable, not gonna lie. It looks
It-
sort of comfortable.
She is sitting on my arm and then
Mhm.
laying on my knee.
See,
She's like
it's
a
okay
little
for a cat to do it,
panther.
but I do it and everyone goes crazy.
What
What the hell?
You're a bit heavier than a cat, Max.
Okay,
a
that's
tiny
rude.
bit.
Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this session. This was very
Yeah, it
weird
was great.
session. We went
It was
straight into
fun,
the deep
though.
end. I was kind of thinking that, we'll kind of tease like some elements of Vessel as we get going. No, the decapitation straight away. But yeah, we'll see.
Look at that little
See you next time,
baby.
guys.
Rip
Thank you,
Chloe. Bye bye.
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 Rip.